Wartburg marque. The Wartburg was a car marque known for its East German manufactured models, but has its origins dating to 1898. The name derives from Wartburg Castle on one of the hills overlooking the town of Eisenach where the cars were made. From the 1950s, Wartburgs were a three-cylinder two-stroke engine with only 7 major moving parts, 3 pistons, 3 connecting rods, and 1 crankshaft. Production ended in April 1991, and the factory was acquired by Opel. History. First usage of name. The marque dates back to 1898, when a car made by Automobilwerk Eisenach was named the Wartburg wagon. It consisted of a 2-seating cane chair, 4 mudguards, 2 headlamps, and a 2-cylinder, 765cc engine. Its top speed was 25 mph 40 km/h. The name was dropped in 1904 when the company changed hands but reappeared briefly in the early 1930s on the BMW 3/15D Aminus 3 Wartburg, which was BMW's first sports car. Main usage of name. The name was revived in 1956 by VEB Automobilwerk Eisenach and given to an updated version of their IFA F9 car, which had been in production since 1950. The new car had a more powerful version of the 3-cylinder 2-stroke engine driving the front wheels and a completely new body. By this time, Germany had been divided into 2 countries, the West and the East, and the Wartburg factory was in the communist East GDR. Exports to West Germany began in 1958, and by the early 1960s the car was exported to other countries, including the United Kingdom and United States. Right-hand drive models were first manufactured in 1963 and exported to Cyprus, with British buyers being introduced to the car in 1964. However, just 550 examples, 450 saloons, and 100 estates were sold in the UK. These were two-tone models sold at the same price as a basic British Mini, appealing mostly to older people. The 311 model was manufactured in a number of variations, including pickup, estate, and two-seater roadster. A convertible was advertised in the GDR in 1957, but its production never exceeded 350 units. The engine was enlarged to 992 cc in 1962, and a completely new body was manufactured after 1966. This version, the 353, was sold as the Wartburg Knight in several countries, including the UK, where the estate model was sold as the Tourist. It remained on sale until 1976, by which time nearly 20,000 had been sold. This marked the end of right-hand drive Wartburgs, but left-hand drive versions continued to be imported to the UK, and at least one model was converted to right-hand drive. Also, in 1966, the gearbox gained synchromesh on all speeds and was designed to freewheel as a fuel efficiency and engine protection measure, which meant that unless the freewheel feature was disabled by a lever beneath the steering column, the car did not benefit from engine braking. Because the engine was a 2-stroke unit, it relied on the passage of the petrol mixture 2-stroke oil and petrol at a ratio of 150 to lubricate the engine. With the freewheel device disengaged, the engine could be starved of lubricant and seize on long downhill runs unless the throttle was opened briefly from time to time. Nevertheless, disengaging the freewheel device was recommended to give engine braking in snowy or icy conditions. There are 4 editions of Wartburg 353. Wartburg 353 from 1966, Wartburg 353W from 1975, Wartburg 353W from 1983, Wartburg 300. The 353W modification had a new round-shaped dashboard and black-colored grille. It was also fitted with disc brakes on the front axle. The 353S modification featured new rectangular headlights integrated into the grille of a new shape. In the deluxe version you can see electronic ignition, 5-speed gearbox, front and back fog lights, alarm system, and central lock door. Usually, this model can reach around 150–155 km/h. Moreover, the radiator was moved from behind the engine 353W to the classic position behind the grille. The engine of the car was with 50 or 55 or 57 HP 37 or 41 or 43 kW depending on the year of production and the carburetor type. Fuel economy was barely acceptable for runabout driving. The offer of Volkswagen to move a surplus engine assembly line to the GDR to be paid off by manufacturer was accepted by the government on account of fuel economy. In 1988, the new model Wartburg 1.3 therefore replaced the old model 353S, featuring the reliable, though bulky four-stroke engine from the Volkswagen Golf. Being larger than the compact two-stroke unit, this needed considerable reconstruction of the engine compartment. Demise. The VW engine gave 64 horsepower. The new Wartburg was short-lived. Its end being sealed by German reunification, production was inefficient and could not compete with West German manufacturers. Production ended in April 1991, and the factory was acquired by Opel. There are still some cars in a roadworthy condition, and Wartburg owners' clubs exist throughout Europe. Some Wartburgs are still used as rally cars. Derivatives. The Melkis RS 1000 used a mid-mounted three-cylinder two-stroke engine from the Wartburg 353. Models. 311, 1956–65. 313 Roadster 1957–60. 312, 1965–67, C7. 353 Knight 1965–89. 1.3 1988–91. Gallery.